everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's a beautiful, cool, overcast fall day here in Findlay, Ohio, and I'm hanging out in the beer shed getting ready to check out a new beer. Now, if you watch some of the previous videos, I said I've moved past my Marzens, even though I did have one late edition, and I started to try some pumpkin beers as Halloween's approaching. It seemed appropriate. I'm trying to find some cans that have some awesome art on them, and this one definitely fits the bill. This is a beer called Gravedigger. This is a pumpkin ale from the Working Class Brewery out of Cleveland, Ohio. Now, I did a couple of their beers so far, and I think I liked them for the most part. The can art on this is pretty sweet. I'll put a little picture down below, but definitely fits with a nice Halloween-themed brew. So it says Gravedigger, always dead cold. Again, pretty neat looking photo on there. When I hear Gravedigger, I think of the monster truck from years ago, but I guess we're going to go this way instead. Now, on the back of this, it says ale brewed with real pumpkin, spices, and lactose. Brewed and canned by the Working Class Brewery. What's it say? Lorraine Ave, Cleveland, Ohio. It's a labor of love. Enjoy. And it says rich. I paid $2.79 for this can, which means I probably picked this up probably at Kibbee's is my guess in Bluffton. Sometimes you have to look at where the labels are and what color they are and hope you remember where you got it. Now, I said this before, I'm not a huge pumpkin fan, but this season, I've had a couple that have been pretty solid. So I'm hoping I continue that trend. This comes in at 6.5% ABV. Ratings-wise, does pretty solid. On Untapped, 3.68. Beer Advocate was an NA. There weren't enough reviews of this beer. I think when I looked up Working Class Brewery on Beer Advocate, there weren't many of their beers on there in general. Now, as far as the color, that has a really nice color to it. I'm going to use my Brew HQ SRM chart, standard reference method. I would say this is maybe about a 12 or so, a medium amber. Has a nice color to it. Head, it's at least a thumb's width, nice white, frothy head. And again, it looks really nice, kind of like silky smooth. It's not doing the islands or fish eyes or nothing weird. Looks like a really decent head. Let's give it a sniff. This is where I kind of live or die with the pumpkin beers. Usually when you get that first smell, if it's overpowering pumpkin latte, pumpkin spice latte, for me at least, that's usually a deal breaker. This doesn't have that. This has kind of a light roasty malt smell. And you do pick up a little bit of the kind of what I call the pumpkin pie spices, right? So you pick up maybe a little bit of cinnamon. Maybe a little bit of nutmeg. It smells pretty good. Yeah, that's enough smell in it, right? Let's give it a shot here. Okay. Medium bodied, nice and smooth. As far as the taste, when you get the pumpkin pie spice, there's obviously different things in it. Sometimes it's like ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, all those different things. And for me, at least, when you try these beers, sometimes one of them kind of dominates more than the others. I think you find similar when you do the holiday beers around Christmas. For this one, I would say the dominant flavor is cinnamon. You can definitely pick it up. It's not a strong, like burning, like big red gum cinnamon, but you definitely pick up the cinnamon the most. I'll say this too. You also pick up a bit of the caramel malt. And I think I said this the other day when I did a pumpkin beer. I'm not a huge pumpkin beer fan, but I do like beers that are a beer with some kind of pumpkin or some pumpkin pie spice as opposed to let's dump a bottle of this crap in there and see what happens. I think they were pretty even-handed when they put in the pumpkin pie spice. It's not overpowering and it doesn't really dominate. So taste-wise, bit of caramel malt. You definitely pick up the cinnamon. There's a bit of a sweetness to it as well. Which I don't usually associate with those pumpkin pie spices. It almost tastes like a brown sugar kind of taste here. Well, I guess it does have lactose in it, so that's probably the sweetness that you're picking up. I don't think I see lactose in the pumpkin beers that frequently, but you definitely, you can pick up that sweetness, and it actually works nicely with those kind of spicy flavors of the pie spice. The other thing, this is made with natural pumpkin. And I had one the other day, and you can kind of taste it. It has like a kind of a unique vegetable taste, and look, I'm a meat and potatoes dude. I'm not a huge vegetable fan, but you definitely pick it up. It's kind of like a squash kind of taste or pumpkin taste, and it's not off-putting. It's there, but it's balanced against those other things pretty well. So I can't believe this, but for probably the third or fourth time this season, pumpkin beer is actually going to get a big thumbs up from me. So Gravedigger Pumpkin Ale from Working Class Brewery in Cleveland, big thumbs up. I would definitely have another one of these. I don't know, maybe my palate is changing. Maybe I'm digging pumpkin beers more, or maybe the breweries are finally toning it down a little bit so they're more palatable, where it's a beer with spice as opposed to, Starbucks latte here. Anyway, thumbs up for this beer. Hopefully you give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Have you tried Gravedigger? Let me know what you think of it if you have. Hey, till next time. Cheers.